Timer, go.
Okay. Excellent. Good evening. It is March 13th, 2019. The Ashland Public Schools will be a model district that embraces the academic and social-emotional growth of all students through a supportive, collaborative, and challenging experience. Our students will develop into lifelong learners who will contribute positively to society. This meeting is being recorded by WACA Cable TV. Order of business this evening, call to order, opening procedures, agenda review and adoption. I don't think we have any student presentations this evening. We'll have a moment for public comment, ESP Substitute pay rates 2019-2020, student travel AMS Grade 8 to Washington D.C. May 28th to 31st, 2019. Administrative items include superintendent's report, if there is one, assistant superintendent's report, if there is one, warrant approvals, policy updates, approval of minutes February 27th, 2019, acceptance of gifts and donations, committee reports of activities, member updates, action items, and then we will adjourn. Everybody good with that plan of action?
Yes.
Okay, we have no student presentations, and I would open it up to public comment, but seeing that there's nobody here, we'll move right along to our next item on the agenda, ESP Substitute pay rates 2019-2020.
So after doing a little more research with regard to substitute pay for ESPs, as you know, this year we bumped up the rate for the remainder of this year. In looking at surrounding towns and concerns of our principals with ESPs who sign up, for those folks who sign up to be substitutes in buildings, quite often they may come into a building, use Warrant as an example, in the kindergarten classroom. If they come in for a kindergarten teacher, they're thinking they're going to get the $85 pay rate, but quite often the ESPs in those classrooms know the kids. So we move them into the substitute role, and then we move the substitute teacher, if you will, into the ESP role, which is a lesser rate. So what many districts have done is they've gone ahead and made that rate exactly the same, so no one is being shortchanged, if you will, in terms of the amount of funding they get, with the expectation they're taking a job for $85 a day. Mm-hmm. So I had Barbara run the numbers, and it's about $3,700 next year based on the current number of times we use substitutes and the pay differential. So I'm just recommending that we move all pay rates to $85 for ESPs, as well as it's already set for the teachers. So, and this money will just be part of our substitute budget line item that's already in the current operating budget. So that's the.
Does anybody have any questions about that?
No, makes sense.
And I think I will mention, because there was a question that was sent to the chair.
Yeah.
And with regard to the budget and ESPs and concerns about the ESP salary rate. And so I think this helps, clear that up.
Did get some numbers from Barbara, who worked with Jim,
Yeah.
who figured out that this makes sense.
Yeah.
So, unless there are any concerns.
No, I move that we approve the educational support personnel pay rates for $85 a day or $42.50 for a half day, as presented.
Or second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Then,
Okay.
then the annual Washington D.C. trip just needs the approval. And as you can see, the supervisors this year going are Mary Moyna and Colin Murphy, the 8th grade team, and they're looking forward to it. They leave on the 28th of May and come back the 31st.
Same as
As
always.
Same
trip.
It's the
Same
same
deal.
trip. It's
Yeah.
the chaperones, everything. It's through Capital Tours, so everything is very well organized and run. And there is an itinerary in your packet as well. You can see how detailed it really is.
Yeah, it's a great trip. My kids have done it. Your kids have done it, Kathy.
Oh, yeah. I've done it. It's great.
You've done it? Yeah.
I've done it.
Yeah.
Right? Been around that long?
Yeah.
No, but when they
take
take
a
the
minute.
picture on the steps, they
Yeah.
used to use a camera that had to move, and
Yeah.
so there was always one
So the
person
panorama.
that got picked to do like one end
Yeah.
and then run behind
Oh,
everybody
okay.
and also show it
Yeah.
to the other.
Oh, that's
Our
so funny.
picture, there's a blur because you can see the person running. It's really funny.
How many of the kids are able to go on that trip?
170 this year they're anticipating. So the whole class gets to go. I mean, there's
Yep.
not been one year where if the kids want to go, it's an opt-in, right?
Yep.
So if they want to go, they go.
Right,
And
but is there fun for kids who can't afford it?
yes, yep. Yeah, we no kid has been ever denied the opportunity to go because of funding.
Based on funding. Okay, excellent.
So I move to approve the student travel request from Ashland Middle School to travel to Arlington, Virginia, Washington D.C. from May 28th to the 31st, 2019 for a grade 8 field trip.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Excellent. All right, superintendent's report,
I do not have one this evening.
assistant superintendent's
I do
report.
not have one this evening.
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
I-
Okay.
Erin's gonna pass out down there.
Let me
Do we have any warrant approvals?
Yes, we do. Hold on. I'll call up my thing.
Gonna blow our time here.
There you go. It's just in.
Okay, I'll take this. Between February 28th, 2019 and March 13th, 2019, I, Kathleen Bates, authorized by my signature payables in the amount of $554,455.69. This includes general fund expenses of $333,107.29, revolving expenses of $214,194.13, and grant expenses of $6,986.21. Finally, I authorize payroll in the amount of $1,057,220.30.
Thank you, Kathy. Mr. Kendall, Mrs. Bates, policy updates?
We have none.
Nothing?
Nope.
Okay, minutes, February 27th, 2019.
I had sent to Jim and Aaron just two updates to it, just in the extended day fee section of the minutes. The motion was that we approve them as presented, but there was no, at least, summary of what the presentation was, like, so I asked them just to put something in there that, so somebody doesn't have to request the supporting documentation, to at least understand the general gist of what we approved. And then my motion on the school bus fees was just a wording on the discount. So it said, it used to say 280 per child or 560 maximum family cap, and I said just had it modified to 280 per child with a 560 maximum family cap.
And on that, Paul, that's, I don't know if there's a substantive difference there, but you feel like what was said was the width, if it makes it.
Right,
Okay,
because
gotcha.
or you could interpret that it's, you can get
One or the other.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. So you might still have to pay $350 for one kid, but you'd cap out at, so
Right.
wanted to make sure that those went together.
Anything else?
I didn't, nope.
No, me neither. Do we have a motion to approve those February 27th, 2019 minutes?
As amended.
As amended?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Excellent. Any gifts and donations?
We
this
do
evening?
have some gifts and donations. The Hopkinton Athletic Association, $2,500 for the Mendez Runs the World project. AEFI, $306 for the David Mendez Everything But the Kitchen Sink. L&M Repair, $500, a miscellaneous donation. Umholtz Plumbing and Heating, $500 for the Student Council Reality Fair. Wait, $59.99, Student Council. Purple Ink Marketing, $50, Student Council Reality Fair. And Wait again, $50 for Student Council Reality Fair, for a total of $3,965.99.
Excellent. Do we have a motion to approve the gifts and donations?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Excellent. Okay, member updates. Nicole?
I actually have a few things today. They'll be quick, don't worry.
That's okay. Take your
so-
time.
We're in Spirit Week right now because we're gearing up for our spring rally, which is, I believe this is the first time, it's the first time in my high school career that we're doing a spring rally, which is really cool. Helps get everybody motivated to finish the year. First day was, goodness, I don't remember what the first day. Yesterday was Disney Day. Today is Hippie Day. Sorry, what was it? Pajamas. That's what it was. I don't remember because I was so comfortable in falling asleep. Tomorrow is movie day, and then Friday is going to be everybody wears the class colors. So senior white, juniors blue, sophomores red, freshmen green. And then Friday is the rally itself, which is going to be fun. they're having all of the leaders of the spring sports, winter sports, clubs, and yeah, to play a bunch of games. And once you get out of the game, you go up to the podium and like announce what's going on to keep the whole school updated. Should be fun. I'm participating for NHS. And speaking of NHS, we had a variety show last Thursday. We made more than $2,000, which was awesome. So now we're really gearing up for the walk. Right now on our page, we have more than $5,000 raised. And with all the money we've made this year, plus what we've made from the walk so far, we've reached our $10,000 goal to donate to the charity. And next Monday, we believe March 18th, spring sports tryouts start. So
Busy.
Nicole, can you tell me the name of the walk, or how to, Karen Spilka, I had lunch with Pooja, who works with Karen, and I told them about
the
your
Out of the
walk.
Darkness walk?
I'm
Out of
sorry?
the Darkness walk?
it's, if you go to the
yes.
American Foundation for Suicide Prevention webpage, and
Yeah.
then you go to the Out of the Darkness walk, and then you hit campus walks, and then you search Ashland, you'll see that we have a campus walk on April 27th at the Ashland High School.
I told them about it, and they were interested in
Yeah.
looking into it, so.
That's gonna be great.
Yeah.
We're really excited.
Any decisions yet?
No. I hear back from Johns Hopkins on Friday, and then I'm still waiting on 4 after that.
They really drag it out, don't they?
Good luck.
Thank you.
You've got some great choices, no matter what.
Thank you.
Right. And we can say for sure that you earned your way into all of them.
Absolutely. Yeah, right?
Yeah, I pride myself on that.
Right, we can back you up on that one. All right, next, Paul.
Let's see. So we had a building committee meeting last week, and we actually, prior to that, we had selected our OPM. We selected Compass Project Management, and so we introduced them to the building committee at that meeting. I think, Lori stopped by. I know she was going to be out that night, so I invited her to stop by and meet them as well. We did submit our narrative in time for getting on the OPM approval panel for April 1st. So we're on target for that. We expect to hear back from the MSBA with feedback on our narrative this week, I'm assuming sometime. I think we both attended FinCom with Jim, went to the Clocker Classic. Jim almost thought about passing the ball when he was on the front court. Almost. Almost thought about, and went to Courageous Conversations on Monday.
How'd that go, Paul?
That was good. Yeah, Jamil Adams was there. He was as great as usual, and it was good. It was the interesting thing is there were some very touchy subjects discussed. Anything from immigration to gun violence but also good things like joy, and the topics were diverse. But it's interesting because while they're each one is attended differently. Like so I've been to some that were just administrators and students, but what I think is cool is that everybody's there talking about it in a way that's not confrontational, right? Regardless of how you feel. I mean, I sat at a table with a police officer to my right, and other people on my left that were complete total opposite sides of some of the gun violence issues and things like that. But all of it was good, productive conversation, which is cool. And I really like that it's facilitated by the students, and so it's really, we have a whole wide range of people talking about it. So
How many people were there, ballpark?
About 100 maybe, 80?
yeah, something like that. I mean, it was probably what
100.
About 100.
yeah.
There was 7 or 8 tables with about 8 to 10, 8 to 12 people per
Okay.
table.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good turnout. I think sometimes when these things are relatively new, like people come out for the first one and that tails off.
And this one
That
was
sounds about right.
and this one was delayed because of the snow.
Snow, right.
So
Okay.
so it was cool. And I'm trying to think about when it was relative to our last meeting, but I did go to the high school production of Little Shop of Horrors, which was
Which is great.
which is awesome. They did an amazing job. It was really enjoyable. Brought the family. The kids loved it. It was a really great job. So that's it.
I also went to see Little Shop of Horrors, and I go every year with Chase because he's like a little theater nerd, and it was awesome. Like the production value was really, really. They just, I don't know, they blew me away. And I also went to, was it the semifinal hockey game?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, my soon-to-be step-nephew was on the Bourne Canalman as a senior, and so I got to see him play. But also, so I was like the one blue sweatshirt in a sea of pink, and I got yelled at for cheering.
You gotta represent. You wore the colors.
Well, it had like the Clocker sweatshirt and then like the button, because all the Canalman moms have buttons of their kids. So I had a button for Ethan, and and when we scored, I like screamed, and she's like, "Go sit over there." But so congratulations to the boys on a great season. Sorry it didn't end up the way they wanted to this past weekend, but they played really well. I was really, really impressed with some of the players. That's it.
I went to the play too. It was great. But that's about it.
I don't have anything this time.
Yeah, I went to the play. Fantastic. Thank you for the invitation to the building committee meeting, because it was a good opportunity to, hear what's next and meet the project manager and the project director. So thank you for that. We went to a finance committee meeting right after that. Last night I sat on a panel with a bunch of other people from boards in town about running for office, what it's like to run for office, what it's like to be on a board or be elected to a board, what it's like to work with the people that you're working with. And I did talk about, and I will say this, no, I will say publicly that I talked about the mutual respect that we all have for each other. And it was something that the audience members definitely appreciated, because somebody came up to me afterwards and said, I have no kids in the schools anymore, but hearing, that that's what's happening, I feel, really confident that the schools are in good hands. Thank you for, we take it for granted, I think, because we, operate with a lot of respect and without drama, regardless of where we stand on things. But sometimes that's a surprise to folks, and so I personally want to thank you all, for all of you. I was talking about everybody here, for being part of a highly functioning team, and now the public knows about it too.
Takes a good leader too.
Thank you.
And that was moderated by students.
It was moderated by students. I forgot to mention that, but I did let them know last night what an amazing job that they did. We've seen these students before because they're on the UN. What's it called? The UN? Anybody know?
Model UN?
The Model UN. Yeah. But I mean, I continue to be. We say it every time. The students, Nicole, everyone that's ever sat at this table with us, and the students that come and present to us, and again, the ladies last night, and the Little Shop of Horrors, and everything that.
The moderators were also, facilitators at Courageous Conversations.
Were they? Yeah. And unfortunately, I couldn't make that, but I'm just continue to be so impressed with the student body. We're really lucky to live in this town and be able to work together and support our students. So thank you for that, and that's all I got.
Okay.
Anybody else?
I think all the action items are the same as they were last meeting.
Unless we're adding something, they're all.
No,
So
I will
should we
say
talk
that
about that for another 9
I
minutes?
do need to miss the next meeting, so we can, moving forward,
right.
we can talk about, who's going to be here and whether there's enough attendance to have another meeting, or whether or not it should be rescheduled. But I have to
Yeah,
do some
and I will
unexpected
be.
travel.
And I have to do some expected travel.
So there's 2 down.
And I have some expected finance commitments for end of quarter, so it may make sense to.
To just
For work.
postpone it. So why don't we say that now, so the public knows that at least it won't move forward on the date that it's scheduled? And if we need to schedule something sooner than what's on the calendar for the first one in April, we will get together and do that. And if not, we'll see you the first meeting in April. Okay?
Good. Yep.
Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.